So yeah, I just made love to myself, and it was like really, really, really amazing. Um, I mean, I was the first person that gave myself my very, very first orgasm. It's so interesting how life can put you in situations where you disconnect from that connection with yourself. And so it wasn't until the last few years that I have really putting that I've been really allowed myself to put in the consciousness, energy, love to become my number one lover again. Although there's been some resistance, I feel like I'm in a really, really good place with it right now. There's always room for improvement, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy and grateful for putting in that much time and effort because um, it can become such an overwhelming and intimidating thing to become your number one lover. At least it was for me. But right now, I just actually ejaculated for somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours, like pretty much straight, with like the occasional 2-3 minute gap in between. And um, and I didn't even penetrate my yoni. Maybe just energetically, emotionally. That's the only way I was really going inside of me. And it has a lot to, for me, becoming multi-orgasmic has a lot to do with being present with my body, with my breath, with my intention, and really creating the space in the container to go deep and to allow myself to find that pleasurable wave where you're riding it the whole time, dipping through the ups and the downs and just enjoying the ride. One of the things I absolutely love about becoming your self-lover, your number one lover, is that it creates such a safety and a comfort in providing that much fulfillment, satisfaction, and love for yourself, so that when you become in union and partnership with another beloved, it's coming from a place of wholesome completion, fullness, not codependency, not trying to it's like the next level, I feel. And so I wanted to, I guess, share my story and like share that it's possible to have these experiences just by being so deeply connected with our body. um, I'll be teaching some of these things in my Essential Surrender play shops, these techniques, these tools, and you can always book a one-to-one session on my website if you go to ishelsandoval.com/breakthrough. It's just a simple few techniques that really create the space for you to find your pleasure and your bliss. And like I mentioned before, it has a lot to do with how present you are with your body, the intention of your lovemaking ritual session, and letting that guide you into finding that wave. Believe me, that wave is infinite. Certain breathing techniques help. Squeezing, feeling, releasing. Certain tantric techniques definitely help. I feel I could have gone for hours, but my water delivery guy was coming, so I had to, get ready to give him cash and, receive my water. But yeah, it's totally possible to become your number one lover. And one last thing I want to share is like, I discovered I have this genetic mutation called MTHFR. And basically 70% of the people who have this genetic mutation have depression. And it's so interesting because this last moon cycle, meaning from the 2 periods ago to this last period, I intentionally wanted to take a break from taking my GABA supplement. GABA is something that I am deficient in, and or I don't produce much. When you have this genetic mutation, you only produce up to 40% of neurotransmitters than the average ordinary person that doesn't have this genetic mutation. So what that means is that my inner stability is compromised, and so I've had an amazing way getting a lot of things done and feeling really accomplished. And then today, this morning, I was like, oh, some things just like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, it's time to go there. It's time to really love myself. I haven't done it in a few days. I haven't made love to myself, in a physical, physical way. I haven't touched my yoni, I haven't been with my yoni. I connect with my sexual energy every day, doing yoga, surfing, focusing on my work, cleaning. I mean, there's just so many ways to move and dance and play with the energy, but there's nothing like actually like connecting physically and going there and having an hour and a half, 2 hours long of ejaculating and just filling up my oxytocin levels and all these like all these ways that my brain does feel balanced. I like to, before I start a love making session ritual, I really like to create the space in the container, and whether that's like meditating, setting intentions, creating an altar, it varies. So ever since I took the time to take a break from taking my GABA supplements, it has really put me into a place of finding that supplemental love within myself even more. I've been able to go a little deeper into exploring what that looks like. And I feel that's how powerful sexual energy is. It has the ability to give life to us on an infinitely, ongoingly basis, as long as we, really honor the energy as sacred. So yeah, I just wanted to drop in a little bit of love in this video. And once again, I'm going to be leading 3 Essential Surrender Weekend Play Shop Intensives in this year. And the tour dates are up. There's already people signing up. So because it's only limited to 6 people at a time, registration in advance is highly recommended to secure your place. You can always also book a session online at any time, if you're not able to travel to Los Angeles, Boston, or Reno. We can start on having you become your multi-orgasmic lover in the comfort of your hands. Yeah. All right, loves. Thank you so much for watching. Blessings. Yum, yum, yum. Ciao.